G'day scale guys, Nexas here and welcome back to Destiny 2, and in today's video guys we are here with some new weapons to go over, and what we're looking at today is going to be a loaded one boys, because we have the loaded question fusion rifle. If you don't know this fusion rifle, it used to be a pinnacle back in the day in Season of the Armory, I think it was called, the Black Armory one. This used to be the pinnacle reward back then though, and it has finally come back into the game with some random rolls. The original only had reservoir auto-loading. This one has some pretty banger perks. You'll see on the screen all the perks you can get. So you can get some nice ones for PvP. You got like firmly planted. You've got of course Eye of the Storm, which would be a great combo under pressure. But PvE is where this is at. So you'll see it will have the perks like this one over here, which is the control burst and demolition. It's kind of side by side. So control burst, landing every shot in a burst grants this weapon increased damage, reduced charge time. Really dope. Of course you can get that reservoir burst, of course, again with demolition. It's some banger perks for the LPVE arena. As I said, it's a pretty dope one. How you will get this, of course, is by doing normal nightfalls. This is the normal version thing. But once you get one, you actually can go to Zavala and focus engrams into this. So as soon as you get your first one, you can actually kind of farm this technically with engrams, which is really dope. But I will say, loaded question, this should be pretty dope. High impact frame and everything should do work in PvP and PvE. So without further ado, let's go to PvP with the loaded question. Alrighty, so we are going to be doing some PvP, of course, with our loaded question. And oh wait, they've actually changed the scope. Right, well that used to be like a hollow sort of scope. Well now it's kind of just like this light one. So it's a little oop pop. But this loaded question, it should be pretty good in terms of it's a high impact frame. So once you get like blow the loaded, it will absolutely one tap. But it's the fact that it'll take a while to do it. So you can kind of see that it has a large ass charge time. Like this has, oh my god, that's a disparity. But yeah, you can see it's got a massive charge time, high impact frame, of course. So they take a while to get going, but once they do actually pop off, they usually do absolutely disintegrate your enemies and everything. So definitely a love-hate relationship. Some people love them, some people hate them. I like them sometimes, obviously in certain engagements or blown up walls and everything, but most people go for that rapid fire precision frame like main ingredient. It is legit up to personal preference, but I will definitely still say that if you want something that's super reliable at one-shotting, these are the fusions to go in with, because you'll see, oh my god, as soon as I say it that way, but there we go. But good aim, and they're super reliable. So alright guys, if we could just, you know, line up for me so I could actually like, oh okay, that's that would have been ambitious, but if we can like line up so I can get the spray off, and there we go, look at that. It just takes a while guys, legit, it takes a while to get going and get it up, but you know what, once it's there, it's freaking dangerous. And you know what, I might just freaking one tap this guy. Oh, he just got killed by someone else. God damn it, boys, leave some for my loaded question. It is legit just personal preferences that you're gonna go in with this fusion. As I said, it takes a while, but there is the freaking damage. Oh my good god, he got absolutely blasted. Now this is a firmly planted roll, so oh, he just got it. Oh my god, he went sent to the freaking moon. Oh my good god, he's out in orbit, boys. He's freaking out in orbit. But yeah, this roll I'm currently using is going to be a firmly planted roll with, of course, Frenzy, which I know for some wouldn't be like the main PvP, because Frenzy definitely isn't really a PvP perk too much, but firmly planted or under pressure is definitely what you want for PvP in that slot. We'll get this guy. As I said, it's so good at one tap, and even at range and everything you can do well. Obviously, that is ambitious. Again, it is very ambitious, especially without me freaking crouching. I couldn't crouch because I was on the stairs, but Eye of the Storm would definitely be the most interesting perk to kind of get going with it, because generally speaking, because of how long this takes to kind of charge and everything, it would be really nice just to have a perk that once you get down to low HP, it becomes ultra steady. So with how long it takes, as I said, to charge, you're most likely going to get shot a couple of times, like once or twice by hand cannons, whatever. So it will be great for dealing with that shenanigans. There's the freaking firmly planted kind of going in, and don't worry, got it, boys. Got the kill. Okay, this is a bit of a demolition, but yeah, I will definitely say like this isn't going to be, I think, the best PvP weapon in the world. High impact range, there's probably better in terms of glacioclasm. But as I said, by all means, if you want to give this a gander in some PvP, oh, freaking power to you, buddy. Power to you. I know people will be pissed and recommend the fusion rifles, but they are honestly some of the best specials in the game right now, because they can go in. Yeah, this is going to be ambitious, but I mean, I'll take that freaking damage. That actually wasn't that bad. This guy here. Oh, yeah, as I said, people will hate me because I'm using this fusion rifle. I'm not going to lie. It is really annoying sometimes when you come up against fusions, especially if you're coming up playing a console and everything. Yo, young man. No, don't heal. No, son of a. How am I not dead? What? Wait, how'd he get out? Oh, okay, he's dead now. This is probably going to be GG, but I will say, yeah, when it comes to PvP, it's not exactly like the goddess of god tier fusions in PvP, because there is obviously the glacioclasm and everything, which will be a little bit better, but you can kind of see that it's still a solid one. You kind of have to be, up in their face a little bit, but I will definitely say that when it comes to the weapon, it is really dope, because he's just really consistent at one tapping. So if you really want a consistent fusion, definitely go for it. And boys, did we not cap? Yo, guys, I legit killed our whole team. What are we doing? I mean, we should get it now. Their whole spawn is completely flipped, so there's no way they're catching us. Oh, here comes the charge time. And if I hit any sort of weapon there, I'm freaking dead. Oh, freaking Titan mayonnaise. Alrighty, so we're going to do the PvE side of things, of course, with our loaded question. This role is going to change a little bit. This is going to have that controlled detonation and, of course, demolitionist, which will be really dope, so I'll kind of show you right now. With control burst and, of course, demolitionist with a few extras. I don't really like the charge from that story, but we won't freaking talk about it. But this means that if I do hit all my shots, or if I actually health the whole... Yo, buddy, come on. I'm trying to do a review here. Can you not see? I'm trying to do a freaking review here. But if I hit all the bolts with my fusion and everything, I will get basically increased damage and everything. So think of it like a weird ass, I know, 1-2 punch. I think that would be the best way of doing it, but the gun actually improves its damage. The reason this will be pretty good this season, though, is that there is a ton of arc mods you can kind of go in with and everything. Usually I'll get control burst now, so I'm doing extra damage, and I also will get extra reload and everything. But yeah, the control burst is really dope, and the reason I would like this weapon is because right now there is a ton of arc perks for getting like amplified, so especially on a freaking what's it called, oh, and against these, oh my god, look at that, there's the freaking bang. But especially with like getting the amplified mods in terms of getting the damage resist and everything, there is a ton of reasons that this is going to be a dope ass fusion rifle to kind of get, because it will do absolute work, as I said, especially with this controlled burst and everything. You'll see the damage is going to be really nice on it. Now, will it be better than Frenzy PvE? It's up to personal preference again, and Reservoir Burst, obviously, a lot of people will tell me is going to be better as well. I'm so sad this didn't come with Discord. Imagine Discord Reservoir Burst. Oh my god, we would have been just freaking in heaven. But yeah, the fact that it doesn't come with any of those sorts of perks and everything, I think these sorts of perks in terms of the control burst, the Reservoir Burst and everything are going to be your best bet PvE. Get your amplified going, as I said, to kind of get increased, like, what's it called, movement speed and everything as well with it. There is definitely a bunch of ways of improving the weapon and everything, but I think PvE, that is definitely where this weapon is going to shine the most, because obviously, yeah, PvE, this is just built for it. And loaded question in general kind of was, even back in the day, it was actually one of the cool ones with Reservoir Burst, but even back when it first came out, it was just like a pure PvE weapon, so I never will still say it's kind of in and around like that now, but you can see it's actually a bit of a freaking beast. Control burst is so dope. All right, where are all these yellow bars at? I see a big ass shank there. Big ass shank. He is waiting to get blasted with a control burst. You can see it is, honestly, as I said, it's really good against those yellow bars and everything. So if I was going to use a fusion rifle in PvE right now, this would definitely be up there on my list. I do think, though, there is other weapons that can have somewhat, I wouldn't say better roles, but like more unique roles and everything that will do a little bit more work. And also, grenade launchers are still freaking absolute kings and everything. And with no real, I'd say no real, what's it called, mods for fusion rifles this season, you're still probably going to kind of go in with your grenade launchers and everything like that, which is understandable, as I said. These aren't, like, exactly great for dealing with champs or whatever. But this does have that stun and recovery on it, too, which is great for champs. And it would have, of course, the Vanguard's Vindication, so you can get that extra little bit of HP every time you get a kill. So it's got those sort of origin traits going for it as well. I definitely will say, though, when it comes down to it, it's a really dope ass fusion rifle, so I would definitely recommend it if you want to get a good high impact frame fusion. Alrighty, final freaking boss time, and this is where we're going to see the freaking damage. So you'll see, oh, actually shooting the accurate. Okay, we'll do that again. There's going to be the freaking, what's it called, the control burst going in, and this is where you're going to see, of course, the extra little damage kind of going in a lot more consistently. Reservoir Burst is good, especially if you got like a, but it used to be great when it was the infinite ammo glitch or whatever, but I think when you had things like Rally Barricade, which you instant reload your weapons, it used to be really nice, but now that obviously you can't really do that as efficiently anymore, control burst is going to be really nice just for consistent extra DPS damage. Obviously people were like, oh my god, what the hell, he's got two big ass balls. Oh my god, this freaking ogre's packing. What? My oh god, what the hell is that? It is just really dope for extra DPS. You can see it's so freaking easy as well. The guy would just sit still, it would be so much easier, but you can see, yeah, it's so much more consistent than obviously, like, I'd say Reservoir Burst and like the Frenzy. All right, well, this should be it, and we kill this guy. This is where it's gonna be a lot more easier, because obviously I'm gonna shoot him in the face. So obviously you can go for the crits or whatever, but obviously shooting him in the face is just so much easier, and this is what I mean by how consistent it can be. Just spamming the shots right into the chest will do some extra DPS for yourself, which I said is just gonna be super clutch, and it procs off itself, so even if you have a proc and you hit them all again, it will re-proc and everything. So I definitely will say PvE. That's where this weapon is absolutely gold and so much freaking better. And well, that is it for me and the loaded question fusion rifle. As I said, this is a pretty dope ass fusion rifle. I do think it can go in, especially with the rolls you can get. This is the roll I was using PvE. As I said, it has that controlled burst, which is really dope for kind of DPS phasing and everything, for that extra damage reduced charge time, whatever. And demolition is just handy in PvE anyway for extra grenades or whatever. So when you get kills on like yellow bars and everything, you get some grenade energy back too. I will definitely say overall that there is probably better for PvP anyway. PvP, I think, as a high impact frame goes, unless you get like a firmly planted Eye of the Storm, it can be really, really dope. Eye of the Storm, as I said, can be clutch and everything, but you're going to want to go for more where you don't have to be low HP. So obviously you probably go for like under any other fusion rifle high impacts that have like under pressure and like final impact reserves and everything, because they're more bang for your buck. But if you want a dope ass high impact that you can kind of farm out for, under as I said, firmly planted or under pressure with Eye of the Storm could be an absolute freaking banger overall. It can definitely do work PvP, but I'd be more into high impact frames to be a bit more consistent than that. But when it comes to PvE, as I said, really, really dope. One of the best arc ones you can kind of get right now. As I said, you can definitely go in with a plug one. Plug one's different archetypes, so plug one is a little bit weaker and everything, has some decent rolls, but as I said, this control burst is just so good for DPS. And it used to have the reservoir burst, which was the god tier freaking DPS perk back in the day. And now, since that's not nerfed, but it's not as good as it used to be in terms of you don't have the freaking like insta reload you used to have, this control burst can take the scene now. This can definitely be dope. It's just consistent extra damage while you're freaking firing into a boss. So I definitely will say, for that perk alone, I would definitely try to get a roll of this because it'll be dope. But overall, loaded question, load into your nightfall and load into your nightfall. Go into a nightfall and of course get this weapon. Once you get it, you can farm it from Zavala. You can focus engrams and everything. So yeah, I definitely say it's definitely worth the PvE. PvP, not so much. But regardless, if you liked the video, show us a like. And if you see more content, subscribe. Have a fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see the next collective in the next one.